decided finally to start this new format I promised you for like months ago, and this is the first singer I want to introduce you. This is Rolf Romei. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. We know each other since how many years? I guess 20 years or something. Yeah, exactly. So we worked together since 20 years, and yeah, and that's nice.
That's nice.
That's nice.
That's very nice.
Rolf is a principal tenor at our opera company, let's say so, dramatic tenor. And in this last 2 years, you did The Ring. So you sang Siegfried.
Yes.
Tell something about it. How did you prepare this role? How did you come to this role?
I mean, I first never thought I would ever sing Siegfried, because I started as a lyrical tenor, and so step by step the voice developed in a good way somehow, and I still sing lyrical parts, and I think that's also important. And well, now for Siegfried, which is a totally crazy part, the thing I did was just I started early to learn to. I also had coachings, and
we
then
worked for 2 years. I think 2 years.
And yes, 2 years, and always, and then I did other things in between, naturally, and then in the beginning things didn't work, but then by repeating them and repeating and repeating, I mean it's a training. This is quite something like a crazy sport you have to do. It's a performance, endurance sport. You have to make this training, and then somehow the body does it.
Yeah, exactly. So actually, you got the chance to prepare such a role in a quite good condition, to be fast a part of an ensemble, so not to be a freelancer where you just get hired for something like this,
and to do it in 2 months.
And to do it in 2 months or 3 months, but you build it. Let's say you build it your new Fach, right? Over the years. So you could try different things, and you could prepare it really for a long time, which is good. So this is I think this is a very good position to actually to make such a development from lyric parts.
As I'm not too young anymore, so I'm allowed to sing those crazy things now.
Well, that was one of the best secrets I can hear today, I think. So if you are in Europe, guys, you still have a chance to hear to Rolf in Siegfried and Goethe den Baron in June, no?
In May.
May and June. Exactly. How do you take care about your voice in such like weeks of production, which is challenging?
Finally, it's for me usually in those periods it's not so difficult to take care, because you are warm all the time. So after a certain time I don't need to warm up so much, because I mean we were rehearsing like crazy people, hours and hours. And I tried not to mark too much, but to sing, not to sing always with full energy, but with a good, just relaxed in a relaxed way, but not just marking. So
be technically careful.
Careful, and then. Well, our interpretation, our staging was very demanding also on a physical way. It was, I had to climb and do whatever things. So then my body usually is warm as well. And then my voice, I usually don't have to warm up so much if I'm awake. So I have to stand up early in the morning maybe at least 2.5 hours. Yeah, 2.5 hours before a rehearsal.
Yep.
And then I don't have to sing so much, but I just drink a tea and look in my scores or do things at home, cleaning or anything.
So just getting all your system.
And then I even do a small workout, just to warm out, not a strong workout, but to wake up my body. And then when my body is awake, usually my voice also is awake.
Yes, of course. That would be my next question. Today, many productions and the whole staging can be very challenging also in physical way. So I think the singers today need to be in a better form, like more. They need to be fit. Not like 50 years ago or something.
Yes.
So how are you doing this? Because we know you as a very healthy person, in a great form. You can do everything on stage. How do you take care, like in every day, about your body? What are you doing?
I'm not doing too much.
Yeah.
Yes, I like to move since I was very young, and I just try, since I'm getting older, I just try to keep me kind of flexible, not to get rust. No. Einzurosten.
Exactly.
Sorry, my English is a bit horrible.
They would understand.
Yeah. So and then yes, I mean now for years I really only did. I have just a little program on my mobile phone, which is called 7. But it can be anything, and in fact it's 7 minutes of a workout.
7 minutes workout.
Yes, 7 minutes workout. It's maybe 12 exercises, and I do it really for the whole body. Sometimes I change a bit, and sometimes I do it a bit longer, a bit shorter. Also, sometimes I'm tired and I don't do too much. Really, just to wake up. Sometimes I need more to, and I mean I like to ride my bicycle.
I like to ride my bicycle.
And I have a dog. Well, actually, I don't have it with me so much, but I really like also to walk outside, be outside, to move.
So you're just moving through the day, and you are active. You keep.
I usually don't use the elevator. But we have 12
floors.
Floors
so
here.
When you go from 7 to 12,
but
it's already something.
I very often do it before a rehearsal. Just to be
great.
prepared.
Okay, good to know. How do you eat? And how do you eat normally? And how do you eat before the performance? When are you eating? Do you eat shortly before, or do you have a special routine? What is good for the voice? What is not good?
For me, it's important in the morning not to stand up, and before waking up, really not to eat before really be waked up. So sometimes I only eat at 12, so maybe sometimes I skip, or often I skip breakfast, depending. When I have a long rehearsal, then I have to eat something, but not in the very beginning. And then usually I mean, before Siegfried, I was eating like
crazy, huh?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of a marathon.
Yeah.
And also in the breaks, I was not able to do that 20 years ago. I was and I mean, usually I eat 1.5 hours before a show, and then I don't eat during. But for really tough things, now it's possible. I can always eat, not too heavy stuff, but I can, and I think, I mean, the body asks for energy, then I have to give it. some energy.
Okay. Are there some foods which you would say are in general not very good for the vocal cords?
I mean, I do not. I usually don't drink wine, but it's more because of the acid that I don't. And especially not before singing.
Of course.
And I don't eat too much sweets. Try not to, usually, if it's not Christmas time. But yes, but usually, I mean, it shouldn't be too heavy, too fat, so it's easy to digest. But I mean, I eat a lot of greens and but normal.
Normal, healthy.
I'm not a crazy.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. But something. Would you say the spicy food is bad for the voice, or nuts maybe are bad for the voice, or are there some special?
I don't have problems. I mean, I don't, before a show, usually I don't eat extremely spicy food.
Yes.
But otherwise, yes. If I combine really spicy food with too much red wine, then it's a bit difficult.
The voice changes.
The next morning. But usually in the next evening, it's okay as well. So I just don't do it right before singing.
Okay, I see.
I think it's important not to get crazy about. Just everybody has to try to feel a bit what's good, and not to think, oh, that could be dangerous.
Because too much stress and too much, if you're anxious about things, it also creates stress, which is not good for your body, right?
Yeah.
So what about like in winter time? Are you very stressed about protecting your voice not to get sick, like many singers, there are cliches about singers with
I usually don't have a scarf, and
No.
I'm always going very fast by bike, also when it's cold. Yes, no, I think it's even good not to be overprotective. And but I mean, everybody reacts differently. I usually never get a cold because I'm outside, not for 2 hours, but usually I'm on my bike for 15 minutes. And this doesn't harm to anybody if it's cold, because afterwards I'm in the warm as well.
Absolutely. Let's talk just a little bit about the practice, because I have here many questions from the people, from my channel, from our followers, and many people were interested. How much do you practice by yourself, alone, in every day, without pianist, without coach, without conductor? So what is your practicing routine? How do you learn things? How much is it technique? How much is it learning?
As you know, to prepare parts, if I have to prepare a new part, I prefer a lot to do the very start by myself, because and also usually you don't have time for everybody to teach us all the notes, and it's not. We should be. Every
pianist is happy to have kind of prepared singers coming to the lesson. That's true.
And also it doesn't help me, because then I'm stressed. I'm not a perfect prima vista singer, so I like to have to sit at the piano. I'm not a good pianist, but.
So quite a good, actually.
No, but not. I cannot play and sing at the same time. So only very langsam, very slowly. But then I really understand the harmonics and this afterwards, when everything's getting faster and I know exactly the rhythm, and then it's easy.
Yeah. That's true.
And I mean, my daily practice is differs a lot, because when when I have a lot of rehearsals, I just warm up, and then it's also very important to relax. And if, as now actually, I do not have performances for a week or something, and I have to prepare new things, then I sometimes spend hours at the piano at home, and just to do it in a concentrated way. I mean, I usually, actually now, since I do not have a teacher, which is maybe not so good, but sometimes, I mean, I have my colleagues that also tell me, oh, be careful.
Well, I mean,
but then,
we know each other since years, so you can also trust the feedback you get, and then you're quite like, you're a very smart singer, so you reflect on this feedback and you know what to do.
Sure.
So,
exactly. And so I'm not doing vocalizes for hours. Usually I do it for warming up. And and then I work on different pieces, and I work on the technical issues the music gives me.
Okay. An interesting question, which I think could be could be interesting for many people. You are, like, since how many years are you on the stage? Like, that's more than 20 years. It's 30 years maybe now.
It's almost 30
almost
years.
30 years career. Wow. You worked with plenty of stage directors, and of course it can happen that you have a production when you totally agree with stage director and you develop things together, and sometimes it can happen that you're not happy with like what is happening on the stage, or maybe you have totally different ideas, or maybe the, like, how we would say, the chemie, right? So it doesn't just the vibe is not coming together.
Chemistry,
it's just the chemistry, right? So how do you deal with such situation? If you are in a production, you sing maybe a big role or something, and the chemistry is not working, so you are actually always in a conflict, or maybe...
Yes, I mean, this is a difficult... I mean, it doesn't... I'm happy that it doesn't happen too much. And usually I learn a bit when I started being a professional singer. Maybe I was even kind of a pain in the ass of some directors, because I sometimes was over prepared. So when I prepare a piece, I see it visually somehow before me. Oh, then I come and I sing this in this emotion, and then maybe a director comes and has another idea, and then in earlier times I said, oh no, that's not
right.
That's not right. It's like this.
But that reminds me of a person. So like a person who comes to the doctor and already googled every symptom of this.
And so now by the years I learned that it's often not very helpful to do that, and I try usually to say, okay, I try to do what the director asks me, and then sometimes it's because there are plenty of possibilities to create a scene, and if I don't find it, but after trying, then I say, especially when you sing a bigger part, today usually most of directors, you are in contact. I mean, you I'm still usually also asking a lot of questions to understand exactly what he or she means, and then also usually there is a discussion starting, and then you find a way together. But I mean, if there's somebody who really has no clue, but this happens, this didn't happen, almost. Yes, it happens sometimes. I think,
but not so much.
Not so much. But I mean, at some point, I have to say, okay, I can do what I can. I cannot do the work of the director if she is not or he is not prepared, or she even sometimes not willing to do it better. Then okay.
So you just do your part of the job.
Yes, and I try to fit in. That's I think.
That's
otherwise, you lose too much energy and nerves.
That's true. Absolutely. That's a very good advice. Last but not least, are there some roles now after using Siegfried? Are there some roles you would say this is like a dream? That role I would love to do. Like this is my next goal, or I would like maybe my wish or something.
No, I don't know.
You don't
I mean, I sang a lot, and there are still a lot of parts, and also of very different styles, and that I like to sing. Maybe I like to sing also more Italian repertory, which usually I'm not asked for, because yes, I'm a German singer and I sing a lot of French repertory as well. But I think, it's always interesting to see what's coming. Next.
Well, let's see. Thank you so much for this video.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And as I said, you have a chance to hear Rolf in May and June in Wagner, The Ring, and next season you will do. Can we tell it already?
Maybe not.
No.
Maybe we should not.
We should not. Okay, we should not. But if you keep following my channel, you will know what is coming next, where Rolf is singing the main part. So stay with me.